Good evening, America. Sunday night, after a very long week. I'm sorry I had wanted to do this earlier, but I'm running the place on my own right now. Valerie is in Texas. Our wonderful son and his wife, Dr. Colton and Cecile, his wife, flew Valerie out to Bryan, Texas, where they live, and she's been there for a week. And so I'm holding down the fort on my own, and that has its moments. Very first thing I want to do, however, is to thank all of you, because frankly, you got us through this month. We had a very, very tight and came up short month, and you made the difference, and I appreciate that. Between leather orders and between just straight up donations and a thing that I'm going to have to look at some other things because you did it. I had an Amazon wish list. There's nothing on it right now. It's all been purchased, and thank you to everyone that chipped in. Thank you to everyone that made donations. There will still be the PayPal link, and I will be adding back to the wish list because doing this, there's always a need for more things. But I do want to, beyond thanking you and telling you all how much I care that you did make that difference, I wanted to point out a few things. And these, to all of us, are very, very important. And I think we're missing some important points. I'm going to kind of do two. The first one is, everybody, quit it. All right? And I don't mean quit resisting. We have to resist. This is our democracy on the line. So we have to resist. So I'm not telling you to quit that. What I'm saying is stop believing that Donald Trump is running the show. He's not. And I'm not even really going to jump so far as to say it's President Elon Musk. Hello, Nancy Halverson. And I think somebody else popped on. There's a few here. But to all that have, hello, welcome, good to see you. But, yeah, it's Donald Trump that's actually there. He's the face of it. He ain't running the show. It's Elon Musk. He's very much the face of it, too. But that isn't all there is to it. Let's look at some of the things they want to do. Ending birthright citizenship. Like everything else. He was told this is a problem that the MAGA faithful will jump onto. Michael Johnson's here. Aylin Wade is here. Hello there. But he was told that birthright citizenship is a thing he could run on. So he did. And he knew that it was a divisive enough message. And that the fact that it's utterly unconstitutional doesn't matter. It really doesn't. None of it is what he claims it to be as America first. It's not. Every bit of it is profit first. Now, when you look at it from that perspective, who wants all of that the most? The billionaires. Now, certainly Elon Musk wants that, but it's the billionaires and those people that serve them. That's who wants the most of it. Oh my God, people, I cannot use the word oldest because she will throttle me. But my most long-term friend in the world just popped in. She checks in every now and then. Terry and I met on the very first day of first grade in a line waiting to get into our first day of school. And we became fast friends immediately. And we are still fast friends. And Terry, I love you, girl. I'm so glad you're here. But anyway, as I said, none of this is America first. It's all profit first. And that is a bunch of millionaires, billionaires, the highest, the top 1 and 2% that want what he's doing the most. Stop assuming it's him. He's a puppet. He's just a puppet. He's just a face. He happened to have a certain level of notoriety, and he's turned it into what we're seeing. Now, we've been seeing this shit for the first 4 years that he had, and well, it started long before that. We've always had American oligarchs. It's just all of a sudden they're turning it into, oh, God, we can keep doing this for as long as we want. Look, they gave us permission. More of these things keep getting put into place, and they're only there to muddy up the courts and the leadership of the nation. What you're looking at is the fruits of what the American oligarchy has sown over the course of the last decade or so. That's who's running the show. Trump wouldn't know the first thing about what birthright citizenship means, why it works that way, and why it's in the Constitution. He just doesn't think that deeply. And you couldn't convince him of that if you were to put it in coloring book form, because he's just not that mentally sufficient to really grasp the ideal. Even though his take on it is wholly unconstitutional. But he's acting with only the top 1% in mind. But looking at that top 1%, the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, very simply, what is happening with him is unconstitutional. What he's doing, the level of authority that it has, is at a cabinet level. And when this goes to court, and it will, the only way that the court doesn't say that, wait a minute, Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency, is a cabinet level position. Those have to be affirmed by the Senate. This has not been. Now, he's acting as a cabinet level employee. He has the access to the things that a cabinet level head would have. When you look at the Constitution, that's what it's talking about, department heads and how they must be confirmed. He is the de facto head of Doge. So, now, realizing they can't quite pull it off that way. They know they're going to court, and they know they're going to lose. Instead of that, they're saying, oh, no. He's not the head of the organization. You lying sons of bitches. Yeah, he's the head. And it's cabinet level. So it's unconstitutional. You can't have him there. He is the head of it, no matter what they say about him just being a paid advisor. Why in the fuck would you have to pay Elon Musk over $500 billion over it? What does he need to be paid for? I can't see. But, $8 million a day from the United States government. And by the way, he's looking at everything the United States government is. Do I need to say anything more than that? But he has access to all of that. And they know that they can't pull it off that way. And the whole thing with that it was never intended to be that way. This is just a bastardized, another lesser department that has been bastardized and turned into a far more important, significant, influential department. Why it needs to be Senate approved. It started off as an advisory committee to better protect our data as Americans. Now look where it's gone. Anything that determines as much as that group now is being allowed to determine is cabinet level. And it's got to be approved by the Senate. And quite honestly, it and he have not been. Let's go beyond that, though. The richest man in the world just walks into that much power. But be honest about it, he bought that much power. That's what we're talking about here. This is not about all of these things that Donald Trump is doing. He's not doing them, people. The puppet masters are doing them. Do you really think that Trump, after seeing the decline that he's had just in the last 4 years while he wasn't in office, do you really think that that addled brain can come up with all of this? That's not it at all. That's not who it is at all. Take that a step further, the military. He knows jack shit about real military. Nothing. But along the way, he's stripping it of anyone capable of posing a threat to his executive power. And it's the same with the courts, and the Justice Department. Tearing it apart enough to make it impossible to fight him that way. It's not him doing it. It's those that are controlling him. He doesn't have that level of critical thought to line all of that up. He just doesn't. What we're seeing is really Project 2025 being pulled together and put out there. And this is the machinations of Russell Vought, Stephen Miller, Kash Patel, Peter Navarro, Tom Homan, Mandy Gazenikara, I think that's how you say her name, Cleta Mitchell, and a lot more. All Heritage Foundation members, all very rich people, all of them. And let's throw in the more seditious stuff. Mike Flynn and other guy with the Nixon tattoo on his back, Roger Stone. This is them having influence. This is not Trump's doing. He doesn't have the intellect to do it. Now, there's another one, a big one. And this is one for you to think about. Do you have any idea how J.D. Vance ended up where he ended up? After his long stint of all being in Appalachian, they wasn't nothing but meth heads, and that was my whole damn family and everything. And how did he get that far up? How did that happen? Peter Thiel. Look that name up. Peter, I think it's Thiel. Thiel. But look him up. He bankrolled him. J.D. Vance. And by the way, he's good buddies with Elon Musk. Good friends. Business partners in a couple of different ways. And you think that this is that fucking addled orange shit stain making all this up? It ain't him, people. This is the very definition of an oligarchy and a deep plan to change the nation into those people's image and liking. Trump's just not capable of that. And look at his shitty business record and obvious decline. He's just a sock puppet with all of these guys hands up his ass making him talk. That's what Trump is. It's an oligarchy. As long as you keep believing that Trump is the mastermind, you're fighting the wrong fight. the truth of that, they are very happy to have you do that and quietly making all the changes they want. They're happening. This is what they want. As with most of Trump's career and life, the only thing Trump has to do with this is his name. We have now taken in big gold letters and put Trumpland on it, because that's something for people to look at. There's something for them to talk about. Quit talking about that. That ain't who it is. That's not the important part. This statement is to both we Blue Dots and what I consider to be his mindless base. Good old MAGA, that cult. They seem to want whatever these folks are doing. But what we're ending up is nothing but that hollowed out structure with the big gold letters on it. Stop believing it's him. Do that before it's too late, if it's not already too late. This is a far deeper plot, and it's going to leave the puppet masters richer, and you, all of us, MAGA included, in a far worse situation and a lot more pain. Fight the right fight. Stop being distracted. Now, the other thing I want to go to on that, I am not telling you this to confront you or be combative. We all can't stand the son of a bitch. We all saw what happened in 2024. And now polls are saying that 2026, right now, they don't want anything to do with the Republicans. Don't believe them. Don't believe them for a second. I said this before. And I'll ask you personally, what did you do in 2024 to turn out to vote? How did you try to make a difference? And is there anything that's led you to believe that you should do more? Because you should do more, even if it's just a little bit. 14 million less of us voted in 24, and the only real difference was gender and racial background. The policy and the platform was the same. Why did 14 million less not get out? Why did 14 million less vote? Why did you not get out there? That's the question you've got to ask yourself. And you've got to ask yourself how I can change that. The policy and platform are the same. Too many of us sat it out, just as we did in 2016. Too many assumed that polls matter, just as we did in 2016. We all have to get on board and make that change happen. Now, again, this is more a rhetorical statement, and it's not an actual confrontation to you. However, I hope that statement wakes a few of you up. I am not attacking you personally, or anyone personally for that matter, nor am I saying that you did not do all that you could. Some of you did. Some of us did. I look at the year that John Bridevo had and how much he still put into it and how hard he fought. It kind of pisses me off because we lost anyway. We let that happen again. We got our shit together in 2020 because we had a nice white guy that we all loved. We only changed the gender and the racial background. We didn't change our ideals. We cannot let this happen. We all have to get on the same page. This shit is serious. And it's all you, everyone, hands on deck, fighting the fight. Not just putting up a meme now and then, not just agreeing or liking a post, saying something to somebody, making a difference. Yeah, maybe losing family members. Yeah, maybe getting yelled back and forth at. Yeah, maybe getting arrested for just having a peaceful protest. But that fight has to happen. Do you want the oligarchs to have it? Do you want to be owned by the likes of Elon Musk? Because he might own us right now. Let's not have that. Let's do something about it. All right, America, that's what I've got right now. Once again, I want to thank all of you for your support. I'm going to remind you that I will be putting the links back up there. There will be new things in the Amazon list, and thank you. You guys cleaned out that list. That's very cool. And there were enough donations and that sort of thing to get us through the month. Thank you very much for that. I'm going to keep fighting this fight as long as I can. But I need your help with it. Everybody. All right. America, you damn well know this by now. I love you. Share this shit.